Hello and welcome to another review. And right now I'm looking at The Ghost Monument, which is the second episode in the new series of Doctor Who. And it begins where the woman who fell to Earth left off. Apart from this time, we actually have some opening credits. Wow. But, as you remember last time, the Doctor and her trio of companions are all floating about in space, all just waiting for a Vogon constructor fleet to come and pick them up. But since Arthur Dent and Ford Prefect are nowhere to be found, how do they get out of it? You mean you haven't watched it? You're watching this, but you're not watching the episode? Then get thee to the BBC iPlayer, because I ain't telling you. All I'll say is that if they did end up brown bread, it'd kind of be a short series, so
let's get a shift on.
At this point, I'll say that note that when I publish each review, I will assume that you've seen the previous episode, but not the one I am reviewing, as I always assume there are some people watching this video who have still to watch it on catch-up. Yes, that does happen. I do have to assume that you've seen all the previous ones though, otherwise it'd make for a very short review where I couldn't say anything at all. Hence, I'll mention some non-spoilery things, but nothing major and nothing I certainly wouldn't want spoiled for myself. This time round, Angstrom is looking for the final planet, while Epso needs to make some urgent alterations to his spaceship. Oh, and it's a good job that the people our heroes meet in space also speak English. Oh, but if they are speaking an alien language, the TARDIS can translate all languages into English anyway, can't it? Well, to be honest, all languages into any other languages, as it's my understanding of the situation. But it would do if she still had it. So how does that happen? Ooh.
Spoilers.
As we're told by Ilin, we're at the final stage of the last ever rally in the 12 galaxies, and the finalists are the aforementioned gruesome twosome. To compete in this final challenge, they must cross the terrain, survive the planet, make their way to the other side of the mountains, and reach the Ghost Monument. Oof. Whoever wins out will get a boatload of cash and just be taken away from the place, and the loser will just get left behind. Now, once again, there are a number of humorous exchanges in this episode, so I'm not going to list those here. I'm going to put those in review in the link in the video description below. The Ghost Monument is another example of an episode which doesn't have the most original storyline, but it's aiming for humour and simplicity, and away from Stephen Moffat's way too dark and overly complex monstrosities. The remnants, which they encountered late on, talk to the Doctor about the timeless child, and how we see what's hidden, even from yourself, the outcast, abandoned and unknown. But what's all that about? Well, there was no other reference to it, but there's always a story arc to each series, so I expect more to come in forthcoming episodes. And amongst the fun in this episode, it also brought Jodie to quickly jump into more serious mode when this subject was broached, so again, she's making a great fist of this. The lack of opening credits really got on some people's nerves last time, and you could see it in all the comments on my last video. But I shouldn't worry too much about such things, because you could tell it was just going to be a one-off. And congrats to Chris Chibnall for trying something a bit different. Kudos to him also for doing that by taking the TARDIS out of the equation for almost 2 full episodes. Now, I'm not going to say how or when it came back, but didn't the Doctor normally redecorate it by themselves? Or did I miss that? I mean, this time at least, the old police box has done it by itself. I mean, a bit of dry ice works wonders for sure. It would be nice if they used it more than Moffat and Russell T Davies did, though. As I remember when Matt Smith started out, a comment was made about the swimming pool he'd just installed, and that's why it was wet. We never actually got to see the swimming pool though. But aside from that, it's just been used as a means from getting from A to B, and little more. So, what did I give this episode out of 10? Next time they go back to 1955, Montgomery, Alabama, and meet Rosa Parks, but that still doesn't stop someone coming round to blast them into next week. Okay, please like this video and share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, and cue Genesis.